Have you ever noticed that people who grew up in the 1970s seem different, more resilient, less anxious, and somehow more creative? That's because growing up in the 70s wasn't just about bell-bottoms and disco. It was a decade that quietly shaped the psychology of an entire generation. Today, we're exploring the unique psychological traits of people raised in the 1970s and why these traits still matter. First, independence. Kids in the 70s were given a long leash. Parents simply said, go outside and come back for dinner. Children played unsupervised for hours, building forts, climbing trees, exploring neighborhoods without GPS or tracking. This built deep self-reliance. They learned to solve problems on their own, handle boredom, and make their own decisions. Second, resilience. The 70s were not easy times, with an oil crisis, inflation, and political uncertainty. Kids watched adults navigate hardship, stretching budgets, fixing things, and moving forward. This built emotional toughness. They learned that problems don't end the world. They signal it's time to act. Third, creativity without screens. There were no smartphones, no YouTube, and barely any video games, so kids made their own entertainment. Drawing, inventing games, writing stories, putting on plays. This developed real creative thinking and the ability to improvise. Fourth, a strong sense of community. Neighborhoods were alive. People knew their neighbors. There were block parties, open doors, and shared responsibility for children. This created adults with strong social skills, cooperation, and lasting relationships. Fifth, comfort with boredom. On a rainy afternoon, there was nothing to do. No scrolling, no streaming, just waiting and thinking. Psychologists call this tolerating ambiguity, the ability to sit with uncertainty without panic. It's a powerful mental skill. Sixth, respect for authority, but not blind obedience. The 70s were a time of social change. Kids learned to respect rules, but also saw them being challenged. This built a balanced moral compass. Adults who follow meaningful rules, but question unfair ones. Seventh, patience. Life moved slower. You waited for TV shows, wrote letters, and waited weeks for replies. Instant gratification didn't exist. This built discipline and the ability to delay rewards, a key predictor of long-term success. Eighth, strong work ethic. Kids had real chores, setting tables, mowing lawns, helping with laundry. They understood that homes required effort and that they were part of it. This built a mindset that effort leads to results. Ninth, emotional self-regulation. Parenting wasn't overly protective. Kids were often told to calm down and figure things out. While not perfect, it taught them to manage emotions, process feelings, and bounce back. As adults, they tend to be steady and grounded. 10th, adaptability. This generation has lived through massive technological shifts, from rotary phones to smartphones, from letters to emails, from maps to GPS. Their adaptability came from growing up in a constantly changing world. Researchers suggest that 70s children experienced one of the most psychologically balanced upbringings, not because it was perfect, but because the mix of freedom, responsibility, and community was just right. So what can we learn from them? Let children be bored, because boredom sparks creativity. Give children responsibility, because contribution builds confidence and purpose. And build community, because strong connections create resilience. The 1970s generation didn't have everything, but they had something invaluable, a childhood that truly prepared them for real life, and that made all the difference.